I smiled on cue, and no one asked why it didn't reach my eyes. I left the party early, said I had a headache. I sat on my bathroom floor with the water and all running, just to hear something. People say you're glowing, but it's just the lighting. No one knew I cried during the chorus of that one song he played once. No one saw the pieces fall quietly while I kept talking. And maybe that's how it had to be. I answered texts with exclamation marks, but my hands shook. I gave advice like I wasn't breaking mid-sentence. I don't blame anyone. I just wish someone looked closer. No one knew, but I'm learning to tell the truth gently. One breath at a time, one night without crying. And maybe that's enough for now. I'm still here, hiding. I saw your mom last weekend. She asked if we still talk. I smiled and changed the subject. You know how small towns are. You probably tell your stories like I was the one who left. Funny how forgetting only works one way. I hope you sleep at night without thinking too much. I hope your new love doesn't ask too many questions. I hope you laugh loud like nothing ever cracked. And if guilt ever whispers, you just turn your back. I boxed your old love letters, found the one you never gave. It still said forever right before you walked away. We were young but not stupid. You knew exactly what you did. I don't need revenge, just a little bit of peace. I hope you sleep at night with your silence intact. I hope you never dream of the things you can't take back. I'm not bitter, just tired of carrying you apart. So I hope you're fine, but I'm done with your heart. You don't say it, but it shows every time you don't look up. You laugh at my joke, but only with your mouth. Your eyes have been somewhere else for days. I ask what's wrong, you say I'm just tired. Like that explains how far you've gotten from me. You hold my hand like it's habit, not home. You don't say it, but I feel it in how you sigh after you kiss me. You don't say it, but I hear it in every space you leave between us. You walk ahead like we're not supposed to walk together. No. You answer, but only just, and I've stopped trying to ask twice. You don't need to break my heart. You've already put it down. You don't say it, but I know you're leaving in slow motion. And I keep pretending you're just quiet today. You hold my hand like it's habit, not home. You home. You don't say it, but I know you're leaving in slow motion. And I keep pretending you're just quiet today. You don't say it, but I know you're leaving in slow motion. And I keep pretending you're just quiet today. You said no pressure, but my hand shook anyway. I smiled like I wasn't remembering how the last one left. You hold doors open like it means something. You say, text me when you get home, and wait for the reply. Not everyone does that. And I notice I still flinch when it gets quiet, like I'm waiting to be ignored again. You make it hard not to try, even when I swore I'd keep things light. You laugh, and it sounds like I may be worth the risk. I told you I've been wrong before, and you said me too, but you didn't flinch. You just looked at me, and then this could fall apart like wasn't safe. I saw it coming, but I still opened every door you knocked. You left, and I forgot why I swore I wouldn't love again. You touched my shoulder and the storm felt like home. I wasn't blind, I just chose to close my eyes around you. I knew you'd leave, still let you in. I knew you'd burn, still I touched your skin. This love was warning signs I read like poetry, and still I stayed like losing you could save me. Every lie was velvet, every silence too loud, but I kept playing soft as if that would slow you down. Some part of me wanted the wreckage just to feel something real. I knew you'd wreck me, still I begged for speed. I knew I'd drown, still I called it deep. This wasn't love, it was surrender with no fight. But God, I'd do it again if you asked tonight. You said she makes you feel known. I smiled like I didn't write your name into poems you'll never read. You laughed like nothing changed, but you stood a little further back. I knew when you didn't say you look good like you used to, without thinking. They say love comes when it's meant to, but what if I was just late? If you knew me then the way I knew you, maybe we wouldn't be this version of two. You moved on like it was simple math. Subtracting me was your cleanest path. I still remember your hands, not because they helped me, but because they almost did. I fell without telling you, and maybe you climbed out before you hid. You tell me she's kind, and maybe that's what I wasn't, but I could have been if you'd stayed long enough. didn't speak. You leaned like you were about to say it, but never did. So I smiled, like maybe I didn't notice. I almost said something real, but it caught in my throat, and I let it stay there. Your eyes said stay, my hand said no. We could have tried, we didn't though. We swayed, not close enough to fall. We stayed right at the edge of it all. And I still wonder, what if you had said, come here, would I have gone? You touched my sleeve like it meant something, and maybe it did, but we didn't say it. You looked back, but I didn't wave, and that silence stayed longer than we did. We held it, but didn't name it. We wanted, but waited until it was too quiet to keep. But we swayed almost up to something true. But we stopped just short of you, and that was enough to leave. I used to count your pauses like they meant something. You'd say, I'm tired, and I'd stay just a little quieter. You'd leave the room, and I'd keep holding the air. But air can't stay, and neither did you. I don't hold it anymore, not your name in my mouth or your shape in my sleep. I let didn't leave like a door slam. You left like lights fading. First it was shorter messages, then fewer questions, then silence that didn't feel like quiet. You were gone long before I admitted it. You forgot me slowly, like a clock ticking in another room. You forgot me softly, like dust on something you used to love. I started talking less so you wouldn't have to, and you called it peace. The worst part is not the end, it's the days before that look so much like love, like love. You forgot me slowly, but I remember everything. That's what makes it worse. I waited long enough for something that never arrived. I stayed soft while you stayed distant. Called it patience, but it was fear. I replayed every almost like it meant more than it did. You said I don't know too many times for me to pretend you ever did. I think that's enough of writing songs you'll never hear, of wishing you'd say something real. I think that's enough of holding the door for someone who never meant to come in. You liked how I stayed, but never asked me to, and that says a lot without saying much. I gave too many maybes to someone who only offered maybe. I won't call this regret, but I won't call it love either. I think that's enough for my heart to learn what my head always knew, and this time I'll listen. cried on my floor, said you felt like a ghost. He stopped calling and you hurt the most. I held your hand through the silent week, brought ice cream and lies to help you sleep. I swore I'd hate him on your behalf, but time did things you never asked. Now I'm kissing him like you never did, and it feels like sin with every hit. Was I ever a friend, or just close enough to steal the pieces when you gave up? He said you changed and looked at me like I was the answer he didn't need. I tried to pretend it was something new, but every touch echoes you. You haven't called, and I don't blame. I wouldn't either if I knew my name. 'Cause I'm holding him like I never should, and it burns like truth the way it would. Was I ever a friend, or a line you missed when trust turned quiet with one small twist? I still see your face when he looks away, and wonder if you'd forgive me someday. I'm not proud of where this ends, but he calls me love, and it's still offense. You lost him first, but I lost you more, and I'm not sure what friends are for. I passed your street without a plan. The light was green, but my hands ran. Your hoodie's there in the backseat, still folded right like you might need. You said we'd ride through every town. Now I just turn the volume down. I still drive with both hands tied, taking roads we lit at night. But the air feels sharp and wide without your voice to fill the ride. I stop at lights you never see. I check my mirror like you'd be. They say to heal, just change the view, but all these streets still feel like you. You used to talk at every turn. Now silence sits and lets it burn. I still drive with songs we knew. Windows crack like I miss you, but no one's there to ask me why. I still pretend we didn't die. You left before you said goodbye. I felt the door, I saw the sky. notes you used to write, folded small but heavy in my hand. I tried to read them out loud once, but the words cut deeper than I planned. I swore I could walk away, but I'm not that strong. I'm still holding on. Even when the fire is gone, every promise breaks, but my heart keeps chasing what you take. I'm still holding on. The days go slow, the nights too fast. I count the hours, but lose my place. I try to paint a future clear, but it only shows your face. I swore I could walk away, but I'm not that strong. I'm still holding on. Even when the fire is gone, every promise breaks, but my heart keeps chasing what you take. I'm still holding on. If I called, would you listen? If I begged, would you stay? Or was I always the ending in your story that day? I'm still holding on. Even when the fire is gone, every promise breaks, but my heart keeps chasing what you take. I'm still holding on. Light still burns, I don't turn it down. I wait for a sound that never comes around. You asked if I could tell the truth, I smiled instead, I lost my proof. The moment passed, I let it slide, and with that silence a part of us died. If I had spoken, if I had stayed, maybe our love would not decay. Left unspoken, it tore us down. The weight of words I never found. I gave you the space I couldn't fill. Left unspoken. unspoken is how we die. The light still burns, I don't turn it down. Left unspoken still holds me now. The porch light on, keys on the table. I try to be calm, but I'm not able. You asked me straight, I played it cool. I made a joke, I felt like a fool. You waited there, I looked away. All that we were slipped out that day. If I had stayed, if I had tried, would we be still side by side? Say it, I should have said it. You gave me room, I never met it. I'd cross this town to call your name. Say it, I still meant the same. Your sweater's there, I pass that chair. I start a text and leave it bare. Our favorite song comes on at night. I turn it down before it bites. If I had words that didn't shake, maybe your heart would never break. Say it, I should have said it. You opened up, I never let it. I'd cross this town to take the blame. Say it, I still feel the same. I held it in, I called it strong, but holding back just proved me wrong. You asked for truth, I took too long. Now all my lines are laid to dawn. Say it, no more pretending. I lost the chance, I hate the ending. If you turn back, Paul, say your name. Say it, I still feel the same. The porch light on, I lock the door. One soft refrain, then nothing more. You didn't ask if I got home. Just let the night end on its own. I stared too long at your receipt. You bought 2 drinks, but one was sweet. That's the day you forgot me. Not in words, but in coffee. I didn't fight, I didn't stay. I paid my half and walked away. You used to wait for me to speak, but now you check your phone midweek. I left my book inside your coat. You didn't text, you didn't note. That's the day you forgot me. Not in fights, just quietly. No slam door, no final plea. Just you not noticing me. It wasn't loud, it wasn't clear, but something left when you stayed near. That's the day you forgot me, and I didn't remind you to see. I tied my shoes, I crossed your street. You looked right through, like we never meet. And that's the day you forgot me, and I let you. I replay that night, you closed the door. I should have fought, but I said no more. The jacket you left is still on the chair. I try to forget, but it keeps me there. You wanted the truth, I gave you less. I'm drowning in words I can't confess. If I could turn back, if I could stay, maybe your heart would not walk away. And it's harder to breathe when you're not here. I built my world on what disappeared. You gave me love, I let it bleed. And it's harder to breathe with just memories. I scroll through the photos, your face in the frame. I cover my tracks, but it feels the same. The bed is too wide, the nights are too long. I hum through the silence, our broken song. If I had the courage, if I had tried, maybe you'd still be by my side. And it's harder to breathe when you're not here. Just memories. I reach for the night, I reach for the past. I trade all I am to make it last. And it's harder to breathe when you're not here. The weight of your absence is all I hear. Just memories. Harder to breathe, harder to stay. You're gone for good, I fade away. You spoke like truth, but sold me tricks. Built me up on hollow bricks. You watched me climb with steady eyes, then lit the fuse and fed me lies. I gave my hands, you tied them tight, then left me there without a light. My heart's a matchstick, burned too quick. You struck it once just for the kick, but I won't beg to stay on fire. I'll douse it out, walk through the wire. You like control disguised as care. I mistook silence for being there. You held the mirror at the wrong end, so I blamed myself for what you meant. I stitched your name into my skin, but tore it out to start again. My heart's a matchstick, burned too fast. You turned your back and watched it crash. I won't break to prove I tried. I'll stomp the flame before it spreads wide. You taught me pain in perfect form, but now I walk through every storm. Not fearless, just not yours. My heart's a matchstick, no longer yours. I built a wall behind your door. I'll keep the scar, but not the flame. You lit the fire, I left the name. I left your coat on the back of a chair. Couldn't bring myself to fold up the care. Your toothbrush still in that second cup. I guess some parts just don't pack up. I said goodbye, it was a plan, but walking away still shook my hands. I hope you smile again, not 'cause of me, but from someone new who lets you breathe. I couldn't fix what I didn't see, but loving you still lives in me. You hated crowds, I love the noise. We danced offbeat, but still had choice. The silence now feels too polite, like we both know, but avoid the fight. You used to laugh just in your sleep. Now I wonder if that dream's still deep. I hope you smile again on an ordinary day, in a cafe corner, in a quiet way. I hope it's soft like morning sun, not something loud, just someone. I won't pretend I'm whole and fine, but healing hurts in borrowed time. And some won't stay, just not as loud. I'll miss you still, but less out loud. I hope you smile again in a room I'll never know, and love again without the weight I showed. I couldn't stay, but I still care, and part of me will always be there. You laughed too loud, and I got close. Your hands were warm, but didn't stay. You held me once, then slipped away. I still replay your quiet tone, the way you smile and made it home. You left so softly, I didn't hear the door, just turned around and you weren't there anymore. I should have known you weren't mine to keep, but some goodbyes don't let you sleep. You like to dance in parking lots. I kept my guard, you tied the knots. I told myself it wasn't deep, but pieces of you still make me weep. I saw you once on someone's feet, still looked like you had all you'd need. You left so softly, without a sound, just faded out while I stayed around. I wait for closure that never came, just echoes when I whisper your name. I don't hate you, I don't pretend, I just wish you'd said the end. You left so softly, no mess, no break, just silence I couldn't shake.